Hey everybody, welcome to this month's How's the Market. First off, I want to apologize. We have not been doing this consistently. I do want to get back into doing this each month. So today we're actually going to dive into August 1st, just because we just hit the new month that we're going to do year to date from 2022 to 2021. The other different thing, I'm going to try to keep the graphics up just so you can look at that, so I don't have to go over what's on the graphic. It'll give you a little bit more insight versus just repeating what you can already see. So the big thing we can kind of look at is, and we're starting to see the initial effects of the interest rate change. We're starting to see the initial correction in the market, which we knew was going to come in just the last couple of years, as most of you have known, has just been very, very extreme. And at some point, again, it's like the stock market, real estate, it does go, it ebbs and flows. We're just waiting for that, to come back down in the cycle, and we're starting to see the initial, that initial, I guess, dip, not spike. So I would say if we were looking at like a little curve right here, we're just past the tip of it, like the peak, and now we're just starting to go down that back end, that backside. So you're going to start to see, again, prices start to go down slightly. Right now, what we're seeing with the new listings are down from last year. Again, that I think is, we've seen a couple sellers hold off because of the market. And I think right now we're going to go kind of through like a 6-month uncertainty, which is what you're going to see affected is some buyers are going to be on the sideline, not wanting to dive in and purchase, just to see how the interest rates and where everything's going to kind of, once the dust settles, where it's going to go. Same thing with new listings. I think some people might be rushing to put their home on the market to try to beat the interest rate spike. And then I think some people are just kind of a little unsure. And then again, a lot of these people selling, if they have to purchase a property, the spike in the interest rate might cause them not to want to sell. So what we're seeing right now, new listings are down. Again, pending are down. And I think that's because of buyers. One, because not as many listings on the market, so that's affecting it. But two, I think buyers are starting a little bit to be more cautious and kind of wait on the sidelines a bit. But again, with less listings out there, you can see the price points are very similar. And if anybody's looked the last couple of years, those have, those were a pretty good spike going up. So we're going to start to see that regulate, and over time, so watch that number, you're going to see the prices start to slowly go under. So you're going to start seeing negative changes there. Again, the amount of sold homes being down, that's because of, we haven't had as much listings, so naturally all the homes were getting, snatched up. Well, if there's not as many listings out there, we can't have as many sales. So I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, or pretty common there, but that's what happens. Days on market too. We're going to start to see the days on market possibly go up instead of dip down. We're starting to see that with new listings right now. And again, this is just all a kind of a reverse of what we've seen over the last 2 years. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is that buyers always drive the market. So remember that. If you're a seller, you're at the mercy of the buyers. The buyers are the ones that dictate the market. They're the ones that dictate the demand. You have supply, they have the demand. So the last couple of years, sellers have been great because we've had a lot of demand, little supply. When the demand is not as high and that starts to dip, and what's going to happen with the supply of homes, it's going to start to creep up because buyers aren't buying these homes, which is going to cause days in the market to go up, cause prices to go down. I don't think this is going to be anywhere near 2008. Again, knock on wood that doesn't happen, but I think that we're just going to see a correction in the market. So I don't think it's the sky's falling at all. I don't think that's happening, but we are going to see a dip, and I think people just have to be realistic. Buyers, like I said, eventually the buyers are going to get used to the interest rates. They're going to get used to kind of the status quo of what we're seeing. I do think that the interest rates are going to level off and maybe dip a little bit over the next 12 months. But we are going to see about 6 months where it's, we got to see where the dust settles, and that's going to affect sellers. So sellers, right now you're still at a pretty high mark, but just get realistic that you're going to probably start to have to ask less than what, hey, my neighbor sold his house 3 months ago. Well, that's a different, really we're getting into a different market now. So sellers just realize you may not be getting as much price. You may not be getting as many buyers. You may not be getting as quick of offers. The multiple offers that we were seeing, basically a plethora of that all over the place, we're not going to see those as much. You might only have one offer, and then how do we deal with that? So we're just kind of dipping back to where we were a few years ago. So if anybody has any questions, reach out. Gaelan Trombley, Kavanaugh Realty, at Gaelan Trombley on every social channel. Like I said, we'll see you next month. Thanks.